Hey there, welcome back to Tripura. This is going to be obviously a silly episode because, as I explained in the epilogue, we had a chicken explosion, and we're going to try and purge that. I've got an idea or two, and this video is just going to be about exploring how to get rid of a million chickens, or at least I don't know, hundreds or thousands. Anyhow, let's get right to it. There's going to be debug mode here. There's going to be cheating. There's going to be just all kinds of silliness. Oh, first of all, clipping. Yeah, no clipping because I want to be able just to walk through the fences rather than having to jump over them. Timed action instant. Yeah, no. Well, maybe. Yeah, you know what? We'll leave it on for right now. With the idea that I have, it's probably going to be not necessary later. In fact, it's going to be detrimental later. Unlimited endurance, yes. Unlimited ammo, no. We're not going to give ourselves recipes or anything like that. It's just about, being able to. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Yeah, this is a weird thing in debug mode. When you go into cheats, and I clear the animal cheat now, or I check it, boom, we get that. Now if I go back in, and I do it like this, I get my animal cheats back. So it would appear that all of the animal info just appears every other click, regardless of whether animal cheats is turned on or not. I'm going to see if animal cheats gives us an option for delete 1,000 chickens. I doubt that it does. I can debug and remove the animal. But man, that's going to take just forever, obviously. So let's look at a different option. Let's look at walking out here and deleting this because I just don't want it in here. It needs to be gone. Everything's going to be just chunky and laggy because of all those chickens. I am getting this error, can't find item base.cigarettes. So for some reason there's an error trying to find a pack of cigarettes or something. Alright, there we go. That's gone. So now let's look at the building menu, and let's look at, say, wire fencing. Farming, I think. No, welding. Here. Creative turned on, so we don't need materials. So what my intention is here, I'm using I read a forum post on Reddit where somebody had asked about more or less exactly this problem. They said we had a chicken explosion, and he says I went into creative mode and gave myself shotgun shells, and chickens are surprisingly resilient, so then I gave myself katanas and just started hacking and slashing. He says that was pretty effective. Oh, no clipping is vehicles too, alright. That was pretty effective, but now I've got 1,000 chicken corpses, and picking them up, one at a time and putting them into a garbage can is going to take forever and 12 days. So does anybody have ideas for getting rid of a lot of chicken corpses? And this is my idea, which is if you play with mods, this is a great, I think this is going to be a great way to do this. We're going to go ahead and move this recycle bin up into this space as well. And this street sweeper from KI5, I wonder if no clipping extends to vehicles when you're in a vehicle with no clip turned on. Nope. So when I look at a chicken, the encumbrance is about 1 1/4, a little over 1 1/4. And so looking at the capacity of a street sweeper, boy, no clipping turns into a pain when you're trying to access vehicles. Let's see here. We've got 520 capacity, of which the street sweeper will only fill up about 400 because that's the amount that it thinks it has. We are getting extra because I presume we're getting extra because of our inventory perk, and the street sweeper doesn't have that inventory perk. So as far as I can figure it out, the street sweeper will only fill up to the capacity that it thinks it has to by default. Anyways, what that means is 400 capacity. So at that, we're going to get somewhere around 80 chickens per 100 of capacity. We're going to get somewhere around 320 chickens in a street sweeper, chicken bodies. So what I'm thinking here is we're going to go ahead and delete everything out of the dumpster. Everything takes sometimes multiple clicks. Click everything out of that side, and then we're going to go ahead and remove the dumpster. Come on. Pick it up. There we go. And now, let me pick up this half of it. Or I can just take both. What the heck? Got unlimited carry turned on. And I can come right here and go ahead and place that right here, let's say. That'll be just about right. Let's go one more. So we'll go right there. The street sweeper opens on the right-hand side. The access to the bin is on the right-hand side, on the passenger side here. So a street sweeper parked right next to this should give access to the recycle bin and to the street sweeper at the same time for direct transfer. So I'm hoping that what I can do is go ahead and bring, you know, one's actually going to be enough. We'll just use the one. So I'm going to fence this bottom half off, and then what we're going to do is just dismantle a piece of fence for the chickens to get out, and then just start running them over and sweeping up the bodies into the street sweeper, and then, you know, parking it next to the dumpster, and see if we can just put the bodies in the dumpster just like that. Let's see here. Fencing. Yes, I had to get something set up on the other screen. Alright, so let's go to, already got that. Let's go to build menu, welding, go down to fencing again. Just go ahead and add this to favorites. It's right there. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and build that. Oops, wrong one. Well, whatever. We're just going to demolish it when we're done. Okay, now let's go ahead and disassemble a piece of fence. start to come out. Just to speed this up a little bit. Turn that up. Now, what I expect is going to happen here is that this is going to get ludicrously chunky in a minute, because as I start to run over 100 chickens, the game is just going to absolutely freak out. Best case scenario is it just gets laggy and chunky. Worst case scenario is we get a full crash to desktop or something. Oh, let's turn on. Turn on the brushes. We're going to see a whole lot of animal remove ID down there. And now we're just picking up, I'm not even going to move here, and we're just picking up chicken bodies as fast as the street sweeper can grab them. That sound is going to haunt my dreams. And so there we are, picking them up in a moment. Oh, well, all right. So, yeah, so that's what's going to tell me that it's full. And now we'll go ahead and... You know it's going to be fast. Is just for me to go ahead, get out. I can turn off no clip at this point because it's done its job. Cheats, turn off no clip, so it makes it a little easier to get in and out of that vehicle, and then we have to go back in and close it again so that we get rid of all of those texts on the screen. So now, let's just go ahead and pick this up. And I'm standing here in the range of 296 dead chickens, so about where we thought it was going to end up. And I can set this dumpster down right here. And now I can go ahead and just drag the chickens from the machine to the dumpster. And here's where the instant completion is going to screw us up. So we can delete all, but I ideally, we want to get this transfer going and then get over here and start deleting all as it's going so that we can just keep it moving. Just can't click fast enough. Oh, wait a minute. We have a delete all here, right? And we can toggle auto delete. Oh, that's going to make it even easier. We can just delete directly from the container. And in fact, we can just toggle auto delete. So there we go. Oh, that's, yeah. That even makes this easier. So there you go. That's how we're going to do it. We're just going to toggle the auto delete for the bin. We're going to get in. It's going to start picking up. So terribly underpowered on grass. Check and see. So there's two brushes, one on either side, and then there's one at the back. So I'm curious to see if the one at the back will actually grab stuff from right up against that fence. And hopefully it will. Doesn't look like it though. Looks like the pickup zone is just right there under those center brushes. Which means that we're going to have to go ahead and jump out and demolish the hutch. suppose the non-debug mode way to deal with this would have been to just take away the food and water. I mean, I presume that they're going to eat the food down to 0 in no time, but taking the food out and the water bowl, water truck, and just letting them starve, die of dehydration, and then just abandon that chicken coop for the next 2 weeks while all the bodies rid of that touch. Dismantle chicken hutches. Tripped over the chickens, of course. So we've got one more problem, which is that the street sweeper doesn't fit underneath roofs, doesn't fit underneath the floor up above. Actually, I'm going to have to come up here as well and destroy those pieces of flooring. I'd been able to isolate the rooster before all of this, obviously moving the rooster and a hen or 3 off to another would have been a good idea. Pretty sure there's a way I can just spawn in a rooster. Well, since we're just doing stuff in creative, we've got, grab a couple more chickens here. At this point, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 in my hand. I think there's one more back here, maybe, but at least 4 hens, and I'm happy with that. Plenty. So now, let's go ahead and continue the creative mode destruction. Go ahead and pull off that. Come on. Different level, so we can't touch it. Right up against that fence, and I know that the fence is not going to block the vehicle, I bet you. So, you know, yeah, just know. Now it's just waiting for suicide right on the inside of the fence. That, I think, is how we get rid of a whole lot of chickens very fast. That looks like it's done the job. As the forum poster on Reddit pointed out, you can pick up multiple dead animals, or at least dead small animals, if you pick one up and then equip your knife or your something afterwards. Then it moves the dead animal from your hands into your inventory. That makes picking up the dead a lot easier. Give me that, are you? Oh, yep. The ram committed suicide by being up against the fence at some point, so I'll have to pop another ram in here. Dead up here that I couldn't get to. It would have been interesting to see how many there were. My guess is, based on the initial number we killed and then everything after that, probably in the neighborhood of a couple thousand. Dealing with the bodies individually out the dumpster. I guess I could have just jumped out and emptied the bin manually every single time it got full, and we could have gotten a total, but doesn't seem like much of a point. We've got unlimited carry weight turned on, of course, so in theory we could just pick up every dead one into our inventory, one at a time. Oof. Jump over the fence to pick that one up, but there it is. Probably a few underneath the watering trough. And we might just have to go ahead and demolish the watering trough and rebuild it. 27 here. We'll just go ahead and dump them into this bin, since now we know we can just delete this bin, just like a regular trash bin. That's super handy. Let's go take a look at the sheep. We can probably just spawn one in, but we might just be able to resurrect him too. That might be a debug option. Turn on animal cheats, just because. That seems like not a bad idea if we're trying to res a sheep. Can we clone the dead sheep? They're doing that these days. Condition 10. So let's look at, let's say, a non-dead sheep. Set on fire. These are terrible options. Yeah, it looks like I don't see a res option. So let's just see if we can spawn a... well, you know what? For now, let's put him in a freezer. Here. We'll grab these bones. Given the popularity of Yellowstone, the series, I should have called this the Mutton Ranch. Passed up a golden opportunity there. Let's see, where's our mutton? There's our mutton. We don't even need a trash can in debug mode. I think we can just, yeah, boom, like that. So, that would have been an option as well. What about dumpsters? Still in creative. Let's zip over here and put up placement walls. Build a wall in creative without the frame. Doesn't look like it. Go ahead and do it like this. You build the chicken coop massacre. second level to go ahead and put a roof back on it. Interesting that the truck can't fit underneath a roof. I'm not surprised that you're able to build a vehicle that's taller than a space, but apparently it can be done. For the second floor, let's go back down to the first. Got to put that wing wall back on right there.
Oh.
Finally, these fences again, although I don't even know where these fences are in carpentry. Let's take a look, see if they're obvious. Got the gate. So I'm just going to replace it with regular fencing. Bit of a cheat, but there it is. It's cheap enough, and we've got materials, so super cheaty. Boom, we got that back, and replace this with a fence gate right there. And we have our chicken coop back, minus a couple thousand chickens or so. And then we've got a hutch that needs to be put right here. Replace the one we demoed. That is open up the egg hatch door. And everything is as it was before we started the Great Massacre, with the exception of all of these fences that we put up temporarily out here. So now let's put them out. Get rid of those. Truck back where it was, and then we'll figure out how to spawn in a replacement ram. In case I forget to check it, we'll go ahead and turn off the auto delete on the bin here. Get rid of these last. I don't know if we can get that chicken still, but we'll try and get this one. Should be easy to do. See if we can pick this one up. Not gonna give me that one, I think. I'd have to demo this stuff, and honestly it's just one chicken body, so I'm not too worried about it. That item all together, forget about the dumpster, and spawning a sheep, so I don't know how we're gonna do this. It's the first time I've tried it. We've got the cheats, animal cheats turned on. So we had a ram commit suicide on the back of the truck, so we'll see if we can just put him back in here. Thought there was a down here for that exact sort of thing. Here we go. Stress 0, health 100, acceptance 100. Just like the one we had before. I think that was a Rambouille. Got a Rambouille, Rambouillet, probably Rambouillet. Ram, we've got a Rambouillet U, we've got an East Frisian U. More or less what we had before. And the chickens will just carry back up into the pen. Oh, we need to generate a rooster real quick. He was a Rhode Island Red. So we'll go to animals, chicken, cockerel, Rhode Island Red. He is, and acceptance. Stress at 0, despite the fact that he can smell the murdered carcasses of 1,000 chickens. Alright, stress 0, health 100, acceptance 100. Boom, there we go. Last thing is to pick up all these eggs. One more chicken. There's a bunch of eggs up in this corner as well. These things. And a replacement small animal trough. Okay, there we go. I think that we've deleted all of the chickens for the most part, and I think that we've put everything back more or less the way it was, the exception of this sort of fencing instead of this sort of fencing. I didn't have a gate there before, so tiny little bit of cheat, but there it is. The ceiling's back on, the wing walls are back on, and thus ends the Great Chicken Massacre of August. The August Chicken Massacre. this was probably the fastest way that I could think of to get rid of that many chickens. Obviously, if there's an in-game way, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. You know, a in-game way to simply delete 1,000 chickens at a time or something like that. That would be the quickest way to do it. But if you use mods, this Street Sweeper from KI5 is certainly going to make it a heck of a lot easier. Open up the pen, run them over, scoop them up, have them auto-delete, and then just put everything back the way it was when you're done. This is Ace. The farm is back to its condition, hopefully, and like I said in my previous video, I'm gonna go take a break from Zomboid now for a little bit. Wait for the next release probably to come out, so that there's maybe a few bugs fixed and so on. I have no idea why there'd be 2,000 chickens all of a sudden in the game, but now that they're gone, everything is much more responsive. The game feels like it used to before, so hopefully, asterisk, oh, you know what, we need to do one more thing, which is go down here, and I need to spawn in, I think it's 3 watering cans to replace these 3 that got broken down there during that last bug. I think there's 3 here, yeah, alright, so let's go to entities, go to watering can. Entities? No, it's items. Sorry. Go to water. I think it's watered. Yeah. Spawn 3 of those. Those have, so you can see the difference here where it says amount, encumbrance, and then you've got a amount there for liters of water. So right now it's 0 of 8. When I go here and look at this one, there's no mention of a liquid capacity. So these 3 are borked due to the bug. These 3 replace them. Go ahead and drop them here. And I'm going to call that there. I appreciate it if you came and watched the massacre. Let me know if you know of a better way to have done that. I think we knocked the whole thing out in a couple days. So I'd love to hear a different way. Thanks. This is Ace. I'll see ya when they update the game again. I'm out of here.